I got one more thing I want to share with you from Harvey Organ's website. Now, this will be a pretty short one. Bart Chilton, one of the commissioners on the CFTC, says Bart Chilton ready to speak his mind on the CFTC mess / Germany, France in disagreement as how to aid the EFSS. SF. So, he says gold fell today by $5.80 to $16.46 as the bankers continue their relentless attack on the precious metals. Silver may be the target of their interest due to the new position limits and elimination of the phony exemptions. The detail in the new legislation is in the fine print, and many are going over the details, and we will report them as they come in. Which I'm about to send him a link to my own video explaining the two position limit rules for the current month and then the non-current months, which I explained in my video earlier. I think old Harvey needs to hear that so he can get some more info that he doesn't have. But silver held up pretty good today, being down 39 cents to 31.40 by close. However, I would like to bring the following to your attention. If the banks do not follow the spirit of the law, Bart Chilton from the CFTC will present to the world his version of the manipulation, which he knows and hasn't released yet. And he says, here it goes, extraordinary. The CFTC's Bart Chilton has promised the public he will speak out about the manipulation of the silver market very soon if the CFTC fails to do so. They've already done 2 years in looking into the market, and the article explains they've never really looked into it this deep, as the last time they did was 1979 when the Hunt brothers cornered the market and drove the prices way up. He said they found stuff. Of course, we're not in a position to talk about it right now. We're still doing the investigation. Well, they've done it for 2 years. Okay, the investigation's over, and he is expecting his commissioners, his buddies there, to go ahead and tell the public roughly what they found. And he's saying, if they're not willing to do that, old Bart Chilton's going to stand up and do it for them in his own version of words, which, of course, could have an effect on the silver prices. And I don't see why it would push the prices down. If manipulation was found, that would make you think the price should go up because everyone recognizes, hey, that's not a real price for silver. Oh, my God, it's greatly depressed in value. Let's go get some now. Thanks, Bart Chilton, you know, that kind of thing. And then I'll finish this by one last thing he wrote here. Is that gold? Yeah. Here we go. The CME notified us that we had 22 notices filed for a total of 110 ounces of silver. The total number of notices filed so far this month total 565 contracts, or 2.8+ million ounces of silver. To obtain what is left to be served upon, I take the open interest standing, which is 146, and subtract out today's deliveries, which is 22, which leaves us with 124 notices, or 620,000 ounces of silver. This number is almost exactly the same as yesterday, despite the 4 deliveries. This shows that the bankers took some badly needed silver from the COMEX and moved it to jurisdictions that badly needed the metal, hint London, he says. Thus, the total number of silver ounces standing in this, quote, non-delivery month of October is actually 2.8 million plus the 620,000 is 3.445 million ounces. 3,445,000 ounces. This is absolutely huge, and this number is coming close to the deliveries we saw in September. Remember, September is normally a good delivery month for silver. October is not. Yet, we're in October, and it's catching up to September. Isn't that interesting? And he goes on to say September is a rather large delivery month, by the way. That's what he says. Also, remember that in September, we had huge cash settlements. So we want delivery, but we'll accept the cash settlement in its place because they'll give them a little premium on it. Again, so they don't get that silver. So he's saying, Also remember that in September we had huge cash settlements, which are absent this month for both gold and silver. The rage to buy physical gold and silver is in full tilt. Again, I'll ask for a million more times, however many times I've said it. Is all of this news good or bad for the silver price? It's pretty obvious. This is good news. That's my final video. I'm not making any more tonight. Take care.